Hi guys, I showed you I picked up this little radio controlled car in a charity shop in Keynsham, NewBright. I put new batteries in it and there is a problem. There seems to be something wrong with either the drive motor or the receiver. If I give it full power, seems to struggle a bit. So I'm going to take it apart. Now, one thing with NewBright is you can actually swap the receiver unit. This is one out of another NewBright car. I've taken it apart. One thing I was going to demonstrate was in these NewBrights, the battery and receiver is all in one nice little unit that you can take out of the car and swap. So if you wanted to change from 40 megahertz to 27 megahertz, if you had another car like I have here, that one's a 27 megahertz receiver and it would fit straight in. But as soon as I took it apart, we got a loose wire going to the motor anyway, so that's probably all that the problem is. One thing that we can demonstrate to make sure that the drive and the steering are both working, so if I plug this back in again, let's check which way we are. Right, that's the steering output. So if I plug that in there, switch on, so that's steering okay. If I unplug that and plug it into the drive, then we can prove that the output from the receiver works for drive as well. So that's the drive. So we know the receiver's okay, but we've got to now get this apart to resolder the wire. Now this clips out, but I know from experience the clips usually break, so I'll do some work on that and see if we can get it apart. That was those two clips I was squeezing together. Now with this bit, there's clips on either side there, which you might be able to lever out. So these usually break. Because one option, I wonder if that will come off on its own. Ah, right. I didn't think about that. That was the easy bit. I should be able to just resolder directly there. And we don't need to get it all apart then. And there we go, I've just resoldered it. Fixed. So that's worth remembering. That bit comes off easily. And I was about to struggle trying to get the whole gearbox apart. That's interesting. I just noticed we've got a couple of holes there. Looks like you can adjust the wheelbase slightly depending on which one you clip it into. I suppose you could even have it that way round. No, it won't fit that way round. But it looks like there's a bit of adjustment as to wheelbase. Did I get it in the right one? Yeah, that looks right. Oh, do I want to replace that aerial? Because that looks like that's been broken off short, doesn't it? And there we are. Nice replacement aerial. Just give it a try before we put it all back together. Okay, that looks okay. The only other thing I ought to do, because I always do it, is have a quick look at the steering. Quite a long time ago I had somebody who asked me a question about the steering on these toy grade cars, so every time I take one apart I have a look at the steering. I find it very interesting that they're all slightly different, probably to get round some sort of copyright issue. If they were all identical, then somebody would have a copyright on the steering mechanism. Is that going to come out easily? Doesn't feel like it. Oh, that's a clip at the front as well. That's what that is. There we go. Right. So that's our steering unit. And to see that, we've got to undo the clips again. Oh yeah, either side of the axle there. Little plastic clips either side here. Need to pull them apart. Right. Got movement. That's coming up. Well, that was a real struggle to get all those clips undone. So bits have fallen out from where they should be. That bit should be over there. That bit, that gear there turns that side to side. Like that. That spring has fallen out there first. Right, this is going to be awkward to get it all back together because that spring is going to push it all off. I think it looks better than it actually runs. At yeah, £1.49, a bit of work and it's back up and running. Just a loose wire on the drive motor.